Hey guys, what's going on today? BOJoeKO here, and we are back with our Vancouver Canucks GM mode. So last time we took a look at the free agency lists that were listed for us, and I think we are going to go into free agency today, sign a bunch of these free agents, and you know what? I think we're going to wait for the progression system to hit, see how big of a jump our players get, and then I think we'll make those trades that we may or may not need for that first line right winger to play alongside of the Sedins. But we are going to go into free agency here, and let's sign a bunch of those free agents as well as the rookies that we want to get on our team. And then I think we'll simulate till the beginning of the regular season, check out the overall jumps, and then we should be good to go from there. Hopefully as this thing is loading and doesn't freeze. And there we go. Okay. Cool beans. Alright, so let's sort it up by forwards first, and let's see who we are going to sign. Remember, we have $6.6 million left of cap room available. Oops, I'm sorting it by position, which I don't want to do. I want to sort it by overall. Okay, so remember last time we talked about going after a guy like Justin Williams or Alex Galchenyuk, which would be good for the team, but you know what? It's not really something we really want to go after and do just because of the cap room not being there. Gallagher would be good, but Gallagher and Galchenyuk are both unrestricted free agents, and I think Montreal will have enough money to sign them both. Justin Williams would be a nice little player to have. He is 87 overall, which is pretty insane. He's got some nice stats, but he's getting up there in age, and 4.5 mil for a 33-year-old is not something we kind of want to do at this point. So we're going to go for depth first. We're going to see how much the young players get, but we are going to see if we can go out and sign Marcel Goc. Now, he does want 3 years, but I'm going to see if I can offer him a maybe like a 2-year deal or something like that for a bit more money. So 2 years at 3.2 I'm going to offer Marcel Goc for as a nice little defensive third liner to play. It'd be a pretty good deal for Marcel Goc there. Anaheim, Calgary, and Minnesota all want him. So I'm going to offer that over to Marcel Goc. And now we think we can go sign those free agents, those 2 rookies that I think we want to get on our team. So Marcel Goc will definitely add a really good defensive aspect to the team, no doubt. So let's go look for the free agents here, the young free agents. So we have Maselli right here, who I think was one of the guys that we wanted to get. Right, Angelo Maselli, low potential, be the top 4. And there was also one more guy too. I think I have to find him. Where is he? 20 years old. It was Hunter Garlett, right? No, because he was a top 9 forward. Yeah, it was. I think it was Maselli. I think that was it. Maselli, and was there somebody else? Oh yeah, Magali, Tim Magali. Low potential, become top 4. I think they're both snipers. They are, Maselli's a playmaker and Magali's a sniper, so I think we want to get the sniper because I think we have less snipers coming up in our system. Well, let me see, Jensen, Shinkaruk, Horvat. Yeah, we should get the sniper. So let's offer Magali a contract on a 2-way. There you go, 3 years at that. Okay, so there's the forward line. Defenseman, we're going to sign a couple of these defensemen. Number, we only want to go for top 4 defensemen potential-wise. So we'll look for the overalls here. So, yeah, there's a ton here. So let's get 3 of them. Let's get 3 of them. I think we have enough money to afford 3 of them. We want to look for the high potentials, too. So Landon Cross has medium potential to become a top 6. So we're definitely going to do that. Yeah, so we're going to do Landon Cross on a 2-way. Okay, so Landon Cross. Poltner. Michael Poltner, yep, defensive defenseman. Landon Cross was a defensive defenseman. All right, let's skip. Let's see if we can find somebody else. Defensive defenseman. Defensive defenseman. Archambault, 2-way defender. Yeah, let's get this guy. Felipe Archambault. There you go. And then let's see if there's somebody else we can grab. Tannen, no. Let's see if we can get this guy, 65. Garrett Johnson, 2-way. Is there any offensive guys in here? Danny Bajia, Dahan. Let's see. We're looking for some offensive guys. Dorian Safedale. Let's see. Looking for some offensive defensemen. Sefton, another defensive defenseman. Business, Defensive. A lot of defensive defensemen. Liam Mascot. No offensive guys. Any offensive defenseman, feel free to stand up. Gertson. Ooh, he's got high potential to become a top 6 defense. I'll just grab this guy. Whatever. We don't need any offensive defensemen. Anyway, I'll grab this guy. He's got really high potential to become a top 6, so we'll grab him. All right, and then goaltenders. Like I said, we don't need to do any goaltender searches, even though there are some good goaltenders like Martin and Guslevics. We don't need to go after. We don't need to go after those guys. So we'll just do that. We'll see if we get Marcel Gotch in a couple days. And I think we should be pretty good to go. So then we'll simulate to the beginning of the season and check out our players. So let's go advance a day. See if we get Marcel Gotch. If not, we'll have to do a backup plan. Let's keep advancing days here. See if we get these players. All right. So Archambault accepted. Okay. Magali accepted. Landon Cross accepted. Gertson's good. Still waiting on Marcel Gotch, and Marcel Gotch was accepted. Extremely happy to accept our offer. Cash offer is most generous. Easy to make. All right, so I think that is all the players that we had. All right, so we can go over to the calendar here and get ready to start the regular season. So let's go to August. And or are we in August? September? I think that's when free agency ends right there. October. Yeah, let's go to the end of September here. I think that's when the free agency ends. All right, so this could actually take a while with all the teams. Actually, no, it's going relatively quickly. We can still chill out for a bit here. So we can see what the overall jumps are going to be, where some of our players might actually end up getting to certain overalls. Maybe they'll be able to play this year. The young guys, like I said, we have a shite ton of young players in our prospects pool that will be able to definitely make the team, if not this year, most definitely next year. I know guys like Hunter Shinkaruk, Lyndon Vey, guys like that, Horvat, guys like them, they will definitely be making the team next year, no doubt. But for this year, we'll have to see. We could possibly be able to make a playoff run if some of these players get the boost that they need. And remember, we're going to be trying to trade one of those franchise goaltenders that we got in the draft for maybe a winger that could play alongside the Sedin sisters. Definitely young, definitely young, definitely good potential, and we'll see what can happen with this team. All right, so we'll simulate here. Okay, let's go to September. We had an updated schedule yet. Now let's go to the end of the month. All right, now we're cooking. All right, let's go to the Tuesday before that Blackhawks game. Yep, salary compliant. I know about that. Waivers. Yep, we know. We're all good. All right, so we have our schedule for the year. Everything looks pretty good. We're going to be starting off our first game against the Chicago Blackhawks, which is going to be great. All right, so let's go check out our contract situation here, and let's see how about these overall jumps. Let's see how good or bad some of these guys actually got. All right, so let's view contracts here. Let's go to salary cap and check out all of our players. All right, so we'll sort it by goaltenders first and main roster. All right, so goaltenders. All right, so Eddie Lack and Ryan Miller did actually not drop all too much. 88 for Ryan Miller, 83 for Eddie Lack. So I think Ryan Miller lost his, he's still a starting goaltender, which is fine, and Eddie Lack is a backup. So these two are good. Ryan Miller only lost 1 overall, which actually isn't bad. And Eddie Lack, I think, maybe lost 1 overall. I'm not sure if he was an 84 last year or an 83, but still 2 solid goaltenders to go into this year with. Depending how we do this year, maybe Ryan Miller gets traded at the trade deadline if we're not a good team, but if we are a good team, still keep him around and then maybe trade him next year, because definitely those rookie goaltenders will be ready by next year. So that's what the goaltending situation looks like for this year. No problems with that. Let's go take a look at in the system and see who we have. So Joakim Eriksson is 75. Auger and Polvika are both 72 and 71 respectively from their drafting. So those guys will be getting starts this year. Remember, we're going to trade... we're going to see if we can trade Joakim Eriksson and Caro that way, or at least Eriksson. That way we can have Auger and Polvika getting the starts this year, or at least one of them getting most of the starts this year, so that they definitely can get increased by next year. It would probably be Polvika rather than Auger. Auger will probably be the guy who we trade. All right. So goaltending situation looking pretty good. All right, defenseman. Here we go. Let's see. So defenseman, Cam Fowler jumped up to an 87, which is good. He is now a top 4 defenseman again, so that's good. I think he went up 1 overall. Ham Hughes is at 87, so I think he went down 1, possibly. I think he was at 88, and he went down to an 87, so that's fine. Alexander Edler still an 85. That's good, top 4. Tanev went up to an 84, so that's good. He's top 4 now as well. So we have 4 top 4 defensemen. Lucas Spiza, 83, still top 4, which is good. Frankie Corrado up to an 81, that he is top 6, and Ryan Stanton's at an 81, who is also top 6. So there is our defensive core. We have, I believe, 5 top 4s. Yeah, we have 5 top 4 defensemen and 2 top 6s. So we do have a 7th defenseman on this team, which could either be Frankie Corrado or Ryan Stanton, whatever we decide to go with here. But we do have an extra defenseman, and we're still lacking that top 2 defenseman, but Cam Fowler actually did have a pretty decent year last year, and he got up to an 87, so the future's looking bright for him. All right, in the system, we have Sanguinetti, 77, Hogboom, Wickstrand, Gertson, Subban, Archambault, Cederholm, and Cross. So really, we're just looking at Archambault, Cederholm, Gertson, and Hogboom. Hogboom's going to be that guy who we're definitely going to be looking at for the future of the defensive core. All right. Right wingers, Marcus Johansson up to an 85. I think that's what he was last year. I'm not sure. Still second line forward, but he maybe got 1 better. It's not bad. Zach Cassian up to an 83. I think he stayed the same last year. And Alex Chasen up to an 80. Still considered a depth forward. So if we need him on this team, we can. If not, he just might be another tradable asset. All right, in the system, we got Nicholas Jensen, who is a 91. So he's considered a depth forward, but I think I would rather want to play Nicholas Jensen more than I do want to play Alex Chasen on the 3rd line, because he's a sniper and he can get goal scoring done. His puck skills look pretty good. His shot he's got a good slap shot and good wrist shot. Yeah, I think I would want to play him. His offensive awareness is good. Discipline's good. He's a fast skater. Not the greatest defensively, but you know what? He can score goals, which is what good. Archibald, 77, Kabanov, and Walker are both 69s. Okay? So Nicholas Jensen is 81, so he's definitely has that advantage over Alex Chasen so far. All right, left wingers. We have Daniel Sedin still at 88. That is good. Daniel Sedin at 88. Gustav Nyquist at 85. So he is still a second liner. So we could still have the Goose, Bonino, and Johansson on that second line, which is good. But we are going to need that first line player with the 2 Sedin. So Daniel is an 88, which is good. I don't think he dropped an overall at all. I think it was Henrik who dropped an overall. Still a first liner for Daniel Sedin, which is good. In the system, we got Shinkaruk is a 79. He is a depth forward, so we can let him play down there in the minors for another year. Same thing with Zawiski, Virtanen, Keenis. Well, not really Keenis, but Mustinen, Weiser, and Lundholm. All these guys. So we're going to leave Lundholm unsigned, as we mentioned before. But Shinkaruk, maybe another year in the minors for him. He'll be ready next year, no doubt. Okay, main roster guys. And then centers, we have Henrik Sedin, like I said, who was at 87. He dropped 1 overall from last year. Still first line forward. For Big Hank, Bonino still stayed at 85. Gotch goes up to an 83, so that's going to help out the 3rd line pretty good. Matthias, 83. Richardson, 83. Bo Horvat, who apparently they have up here on the roster, is a 79 as a depth forward, so he got a little bit of a boost. And Jared McCann also up here as well as the other forward. So we'll want to send Jared McCann down. I think we'll be able to send Bo Horvat down. I think Horvat and Shinkaruk will definitely be making the team next year. Definitely with our overalls. Where's Lyndon Vey at? Lyndon Vey is actually 81. He's considered a depth forward as well, a center playmaker. Maybe he can fit out onto the team somewhere. The only place I could see him going is the 4th line for right now, because Matthias and Cassian. Gauntz, Dane Fox, and then Tim McGauley. Alright, so that's what the overall jumps are. Jensen and Lyndon Vey are the most notable ones. We still need that first line player, though, with this team. So let me see. If I had to look at my lineup here, what I would want to see for the lineups, who I would have it. Might be another video where you guys can suggest some things around here. So manage rosters. Let's do roster moves. Alright, so I want to do goaltenders. So Lack and Miller. Yep, we know we're fine with that. Defense, so we have Ham, Hughes, Fowler, Edler, Tanev, Spiza, Corrado, Stanton. Alright, so who would I choose between Corrado and Stanton? Frankie Corrado, 2-way defender. Not great puck moving skills or a shooting category other than his shot. He's a fast skater, though, which is pretty good. Defensive category, 83, 83, 86. And then Stanton, 85, 85, 85. Yes, Ryan Stanton is definitely the better of the two because he's a defensive defenseman. I don't think we have any of them other than... Do we have any defensive defensemen? Is Edler considered one? No, I don't think we have any defensive defensemen. So you know what? Stanton would be the best call here. Corrado is not waiver eligible. Actually, yes, he is. No waivers. Okay, confirm. All right, so we'll send Frankie Corrado down. We'll keep Ryan Stanton up here because he definitely is the better of the two, and he's the defensive defenseman, so that'll help out on penalty kill. But 5 top 4 defensemen, 1 top 6. Okay, so that's for defense. And like I said, there was nobody we needed to call up, right? No, nobody for defense other than Corrado, but he can stay down there. That's fine. He could be a tradable asset too. All right, so defense, right wingers. Actually, let me just go all forwards. I can't go all forwards, which sucks. All right, gotta do right wingers. Chasen, Cassian, and can I send Chasen down without having to go through waivers? The minimal skater limit. These will be yeah. Chasen has to go through waivers, so that's fine. I want to call up. Jensen because I think he'll be able to play. He will be a player that we play on the team this year. Left wingers, Sedin and Nyquist. I don't think we have to call up a left winger. No, we do not. We're not going to let Shinkaruk play. And then centers. Let's see. McCann definitely goes down. He would be sent down to juniors. That's perfectly fine. And send Jared McCann down to juniors. Bo Horvat's. Yeah, we can send Bo Horvat down. Yeah, back to roster moves. Actually, I think we need to send somebody up because we're below the minimum skater limit. Lyndon Vey, send him up. And then Horvat can go down. No waiver eligible. Okay, cool. In the system, Horvat's there. Okay, so we called Lyndon Vey up because we'll see what happens with him. And I think we're good to go. So there's the roster moves there. Just do best lines, and then I will edit it myself what I want to do. All right, so what we have here is we have Daniel Sedin, Henrik Sedin, and Nyquist. But I'm definitely going to switch Nyquist out with somebody. So we're going to have Nyquist go over here. Nyquist is a right wing, right? Or is he a left wing? He's a left wing sniper, so we'll switch him there. So, Matthias, Jensen, Gotch goes up to play third line. And then Cassian gets down here. And then Chasen. Do I want Chasen? Who's scratched? Which players are scratched right now, or is everybody playing? Nyquist, Sedin. Yep. Centers. Nobody scratched? Is everybody playing? Right wingers? Yeah, I think everybody's playing. D. Yeah, I think everybody's playing. Alright, so everybody is playing where they are supposed to be playing right now. So we're going to have Sedin, Henrik Sedin, and the question mark player there on the first line. So Nick Jensen can just hold his place for right now. Second line, we're going to have Nyquist, Bonino, and then Marcus Johansson. Third line, we're going to have Marcel Gotch, I guess, Sean Matthias, and Zach Cassian. Or we could maybe make a trade, maybe trade away one of those guys. Because maybe Marcel Gotch might be better suited for our team as a fourth liner. That way we can move Gotch down to the fourth line to play with Richardson and somebody. That way Jensen could get moved down to the third line. Chasen, I don't think, has a spot on our team, honestly, because he would have to go through waivers, and the team would obviously pick him up. And then on the fourth line, we have Gotch, Richardson, and I guess we'll have to find maybe a fourth line player as well, because I don't know if there's any player on our team that could play fourth line. Maybe Chasen can? I don't think so. He's a power forward, but his defensive category isn't all too great. So we could have an offensive-minded one offensive-minded player on the fourth line with Richardson and Gotch. Those guys are good enough defensively that they can hold their own anyway. So that's kind of what the situation is right now. We need to make that trade for that first-line winger, no doubt. Maybe we can get a first-line winger and a fourth-line forward as well in that deal to maybe help out the D. But the second line is looking good. The second line looks perfect. There's nothing wrong with that. Third line looks actually pretty good as well, with Jensen down there to get with Matthias and Cassian. It seemed to help him out last year. As long as we can give Jensen maybe some power play time, I think he'll be perfectly fine, and he'll get another nice little boost. And then the fourth line, like I said, if we can find a defensive-minded fourth line forward, along with that as well, maybe we can trade Matthias and put Lyndon Vey on the second line. Now, that might not be a bad idea. You can have Jensen, Vey, and Cassian. So that could be another food for thought there, to maybe put Matthias and that goaltender in there as well for that first line winger. But let me know about that, and then get a fourth line forward to replace Vey and play with Richardson and Gotch. Or you can move Vey up there and move Matthias down there to the fourth line. A lot of crazy things you could do with this team right now, but the most important thing is to get that first line winger to play alongside of Henrik and Daniel Sedin. Defense, on the other hand, shouldn't be too hard to figure out, with Fowler, Hamhuis, Edler, Tanev, and then Spiza and Ryan Stanton. So pretty much everybody is playing not where they are supposed to play, except Spiza, who's a top top 4, but he has top 6 time right now as a two-way defender. It's good that Fowler's our offensive defenseman. I definitely want him on the first line with Hamhuis as a two-way. We do have 2 defense. Do we have 1 offensive guy? 3 two-ways? Two-way. Yeah, 3 two-ways, and then 2 defensive defensemen with Stanton and Tanev. So those guys will be on the penalty kill for sure. And then obviously the goaltenders, Ryan Miller and Eddie Lack, no problems there. Okay, so that's what the team looks like right now. Let me know what you guys think for suggestion-wise is about who we should call up or make a trade for. As you guys can see, here's the attributes modified. So Cassian actually dropped. He went from an 85 to an 83. Chasen went down. Gotch went down. We know that. Eddie Lack went down from an 84 to an 83. That's fine. That's just for the NHL team. But Cam Fowler did go up to an 87, which is good to see for the defenseman. And then in the system, guys, we can see about all those attributes modified. Or did it reset? I think it reset. Yeah, it reset. Okay. So the attributes in the minors got modified. Remember, we want to trade away those goaltenders too in the minors, though, so that way those 2 starter, at least the 1 elite potential starter, can get some playing time. So let me know what you guys think. Who should be the winger that we trade for to play with the Sedins? I'm also going to show you guys a proposed trade just so you can see the 2 goaltender trade values as well. I think that'd be a smart decision to make. Go to goaltenders here, and there you go. So Polvika's is through the roof. Augers is actually a little bit decent, so maybe you could package together. Definitely, I think the game wants, a more beneficial idea for us to do would to keep Polvika and trade Auger. So that way we can keep him there, play him in the minors, and see what we can do from that. Get some draft picks as well. Get some late draft picks, because those draft picks actually did turn out pretty good for us that the computer picked for us. But Auger is right there, and I'll show you Matthias's as well. Sean Matthias is down there. So yeah, I think those 2 would be more than enough to maybe get us a pretty good potential winger to play alongside the Sedin twins. Some other guys up there who have some nice trade value, like Horvat and McCann. Their trade values are getting up there pretty good as well. So we'll have to see. So let me know who you think would be the perfect winger to play alongside the Sedin twins, who's relatively young as a first liner, and we'll move on from there and probably start the season next episode. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe as always. Let me know who should be that first line winger to play with the Sedins, and we will take it from there. So thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.